Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about something really interesting today, and that is the order of the signs. It is important that you know this because it is how everything works. Now, the signs, or rather, the clock and the time, it is based on the order of the signs. So, what do I mean by that? We got 12 hours in a day, and we got 12 hours in the night. Hence, every sign has 2 hours. They are in charge of 2 hours. So every time we are transiting those hours, that sign, whatever time it is, that particular sign is that rules over those hours, the energy is more prominent. So you can take advantage of those energies. For instance, Aries, the first sign, rules from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So it has that little bit, those 2 hour gap. That's usually when people wake up in the morning, right? So it's the spark. The first sign, Aries, is cardinal fire. So your brain wakes up. Aries rules the brain. Okay? So, boom, you wake up. Then you move around, you go wash your teeth, whatever, put on your clothes, do whatever you do in the morning. Then from 8 to 10 is Taurus. Taurus is the mouth, the cerebellum. Okay, it has to do with physical senses. So at that time, you eat. That's why Taurus love to eat. Aries, in the other hand, is about energy. Let's move around. That's why they have a lot of energy. So Taurus loves to eat, and that's when you sit and you eat and you enjoy the food and you're at peace. First energy is fast, fire. The second is earth and it's fixed. So now you're stable, you're eating, you're enjoying the food. Next is Gemini from 10 to 12. Now Gemini is about the mind. And Gemini is very similar to Aries. It is air instead of fire, but they move quickly. So your mind starts to boost after you eat, and now you start thinking, and Gemini rules the hands and the arms all the way to your shoulders. So now you start doing things with your hands. You start moving around and doing stuff. That's Gemini, okay? And that's how you work and you handle things with your hands and you manipulate things with your hands. Gemini, the twins. Then Cancer, from 12 to 2 p.m. is Cancer. At noon to 2, it's Cancer. And usually people, what do they do at 12? They go to lunch. Now, from air, we went to water. And water, now you calm down again, just like earth. And now you take care of yourself. You nourish yourself. You go eat. You relax for those 2 hours. Not in the US, but in other countries, people take 2 hour lunch instead of one. Isn't that interesting? And they go, they relax, they even go home, eat, talk to the family, take a break, then they come back to work. Now that's from 2 to 4 p.m., and that's Leo. That's the hottest time of the day. Leo rules the sun. You see, there's no coincidence here. So when you go back to Leo, Leo is about leadership. From 2 to 4, now you take charge of yourself. Go back and work and shine like the sun from 2 to 4. Okay, now from 4 to 6 is Virgo. Now we go back to Earth. By the way, Leo is fire. So we went from Cancer, water, to fire, Leo, to Earth, Virgo. Now Virgo is mutable Earth. It means it's adaptable. Adaptable. So at that time, you're adapting towards the end of the day from 4 to 6, and you harvest what you did during the day. So at that time, Mercury energy kicks in, which Mercury rules Virgo, and now you're analyzing what you did during the day from 4 to 6, and now you're organizing, finishing up what you did during the day. Usually people leave what time? 5, 9 to 5, 6. So from 4 to 6, Virgo, you end up. That's it, you finish. Now you go to Libra, and Libra is the balance. The balance in your body is the balance in everything is Libra. So Libra is right, is half the day. So from that point on is the night. Now you go from 6 to 8, and the sun at that time is setting. The symbol of Libra is a line with a little ball, another line, and then a straight line in the bottom. And that symbolizes the sun going through the horizon, going down. Okay? So Libra rules your kidneys. And kidneys, your kidneys keeps the balance of alkalinity and acidity in your body, right? And it has to be balanced. You can't have too much acidity or too much alkalinity, because too much of the two opposites are not good. The center is the balance. And that goes for everything in your life, must be balanced. So I'm going to show you a video. Excuse me. I'm going to show you a video of what I eat, because food, like I have learned from other teachers, food is information to your cells. So if you put in the wrong information in your body, your cells are going to react accordingly. It's just like a virus in your computer, and the computer is going to malfunction. Your body is going to malfunction as well, because your body is also a computer. It's just a biological computer. So food is really, really important. You have to eat right. And I'm going to show you a video on what I eat so that you can get a better idea, because I did it myself, okay? I'm not making this up. I did it myself for years to understand what was the difference between eating whatever and eating the right amount of, I mean, not the right amount, but the right type of food. Scorpio comes next. So after Libra, we talked about Libra and alkalinity, acidity in the body. And that's from 6 to 8. And at that time, you're going into the night now. And then Scorpio kicks in from 8 to 10. And usually at that time, following this cycle, living a normal life, that's usually when men and women make love. Because that's the energy that comes out at that time. From 8 to 10, when Scorpio comes in, the sexual energies arise. That is the energy of Scorpio. And by the way, we have to learn how to control Scorpio. More on that later, because Scorpio is very powerful. Then Sagittarius. We go from 10 p.m. to midnight. And at that time, it's fire. It's the last fire sign. So that the energy of action kicks in again, but in a different way. It's mutable fire. So now we are seeing the big picture of things. Sagittarius is wisdom. So by the time we get to Sagittarius, we are analyzing, not analyzing, but going back and seeing the big picture of the whole day. All right. And now we're seeing everything that went on that day, and we can see the big picture. Then it's Capricorn from midnight. Pay attention. Midnight. A lot of movies talk about midnight. Midnight this, midnight that, always midnight. Special time, midnight. Why midnight? Why? Well, because it's a cardinal sign. It's a cardinal. The cardinal signs are in the cross. Right here, on this side, and at the bottom. Okay? Those are the signs that open. They have the most force. They open the seasons. So Capricorn opens the night. All right? At 12, at midnight. And it's also responsible for the winter. So Capricorn at that time is the Green Reapers, meaning that usually at that time we're already asleep. So when you sleep, you actually die. See, people have the misconception, they have a big misconception of what death is. When you die, you leave your physical body. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you stop existing. You never do. You can't, because you are eternal. So you go to sleep, you die. You go to other realms other dimensions, and you experience those places, then you come back in the morning again. You see, it's a cycle. So at that time, Capricorn time is when we fall asleep. Usually, nowadays the society is going crazy, is out of sync with nature's cycle. But that is the time of Capricorn. We die, we go to sleep, we ended up our day. Then Aquarius is from 2 to 4. At that time, you might wake up at night between 2 and 4. A lot of people have uh, events that happen between 2 and 4, usually in 3 a.m. And then they wake up and then they see numbers, random numbers like 111, 333, or they just wake up and why am I awake? And then they get an idea. Well, Aquarius is air, it's fixed air. You see, so the energy of Aquarius is working, giving you ideas, insights on something that you have to know. And then we go to Pisces, and that is the end of the night. Okay, at that time, usually when you go to sleep, the dreams happen towards the end of the night, right before you wake up. What do you know? Pisces is the dreamer, mutable water, emotions, and you experience the realm of the dream. And then 6 a.m. comes around, Aries comes back, boom, you wake up again. And that is the whole cycle of time. And the same thing that's happening up there is happening in you. As above, so below. Now, this is the wheel. This is the wheel of astrology, and it's also the will of God. You want to know God's will? This is it right here. This is what you have to follow. Okay, read Job 38:32 and see what I mean. God is talking about the constellation, is talking about the zodiac in the Bible. You have to pay attention. You have to open your mind. You have to read and think for yourself. Otherwise, you will never get it and you will be in a prison of your mind, the matrix. You have to get out of it to understand these things. So, this is the wheel of astrology. It's very simple. I always do this. I learned this from Santos Bonacci and other books that I read, and I keep on learning every day, and it's amazing. Man, know thyself. You have to know yourself. That is the first and most important teaching that you have to learn. Then everything else comes. You gotta know yourself. All right. So we have the wheel of astrology, and I always put Aries here in the horizon, in the beginning. So this represents the horizon. And then this is Aries, the first sign. Like I previously mentioned, this is where you start everything. Everything starts with this energy. The wave of the universe starts with Aries. It's fire. First element, boom. And then you go to Taurus, then you go to Gemini, etc., etc. So if you see, I have colored them to symbolize or to show their elemental energy. So Aries is fire. The other fire sign is Leo, and then the other fire sign is Sagittarius. Then we go to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Gemini is air, okay? Air element. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, if you pay attention, they all form a trine. In astrology, a trine is a triangle. This is 120 degrees. This signifies harmony because they are the same element. So once you put them together in a chart, once you look at your chart and you can see that you have a trine, one planet, okay, is making a trine to another one, that means harmony. A trine means that they are in the same element. All right, then you have your squares, which signifies friction. Pay attention, this line and then this one coming up, that creates a square, and that can be found between the same modalities. For instance, let's look at a fixed sign. Okay, Taurus is fixed. See the F? Got an F here, here, and here. So the F means fixed. Let's look at the opposite sign. Fix. Leo, fixed fire, opposite. Aquarius, fixed air. Fire and air, earth, water. They are fixed. So from fixed sign to fixed sign, they create a 90-degree angle, which is a square. So that creates friction. So if you have a square in your chart, it's creating friction, and that's something that you must look at so that you can overcome it. You have to overcome those challenges so that you can grow in those areas. You were born with that alignment for a reason. Okay, then you have your opposition. Let's say at a mutable sign. Let's say my sign, Gemini. Okay, my sun was in Gemini when I was born. So it's a mutable sign, it's adaptable, and it's air. So what's opposite to air? Fire, Sagittarius. Okay, mutable. You see? Mutable, mutable. And in this direction is called an opposition because it's 180 degrees. So if you have an opposition in your chart, you have some kind uh, of, it's always going to be between air and fire, or earth and water, and it's 180 degrees. If you have that, there's opposition, there's something you have to look in your chart as well. Then you got your sextiles, which is 60 degrees, okay, which is also a good, just like the trine. 60 degrees is from air, I'm sorry, from fire to air, or water, earth and water, right here. Okay, these elements are compatible: fire and air, earth and water, and that creates a 60-degree angle, okay, in any of the signs, and that is also good, just like the trine. Okay, and then the conjunction is when two planets are in the same sign. They're working together. That means that the energy is amplified. That's how you understand the angles and the conjunctions in astrology. I'm sorry, not the conjunction, but the aspects. That's what they call them, the aspects in astrology. Okay, so now that you know this, I want to show you something that will make things a lot more clear. This is the beginning, and it's a cardinal sign. Opposite to that is Libra. It's also cardinal. You see that? Cancer, cardinal. Capricorn, cardinal. These are the leaders, the cardinal signs, because they open. So here, boom, spring starts. Taurus, Gemini ends the spring. And then Cancer starts again. Boom, she opens the summertime. It goes and it ends here, mutable Earth, Virgo. And then Libra opens. This is the summer, by the way. Libra opens the fall, same thing. Sagittarius ends the fall. And then Capricorn opens the winter, and it starts again. And you see, it's the same cycle in your life. Everything is the same cycle. When you were born, same thing. This is one way to look at it. Aries is the baby. Attention. First house. I am. Attention for me. Me. Aries. That's the energy of Aries. Then Taurus. The baby is a toddler now. Is walking around. Is eating a lot. Is growing. The physical body is Earth. Is growing now. Then Gemini. Mental faculties. The faculties of the mind are being developed. Now Gemini is the kid asking questions over and over and over, and why, and these, and it doesn't stop. It's because it's developing the mind, okay, or the mental faculties. Then Cancer. Now this is over. This is the kids era, or the golden age. Now you go into the summertime and water kicks in. This is Cancer. This is when you turn from a kid into a teenager. Hormones changes, and then you start looking at a woman or a man, and you're like, oh, I'm in love. Okay, now you're changing. Then Leo, you reach the highest vitality in your life. Leo, the sun. This is when you shine. Leo rules the sun. You are at the highest, you are at your prime, okay, in Leo. Then Virgo, this is when you harvest what you did from here to here. Okay, this is the time to harvest your hard work, everything that you have done so far here in Virgo. Then from that point on, you got Libra. This is where the scales tip, meaning now you are falling. You're entering into the fall or the autumn, okay? But the good thing about this is not now you are a lot wiser than when you were up here. See, now you have vitality, young spirit, looking good, but then down here you have, your body doesn't look as good down here, but you have what you didn't have up here. Wisdom, knowledge, discernment, all those things. So Libra is the time in our life in which we look back and we say, okay, now I'm going to balance everything, and I'm going to make sure that from this point forward, my mind, air element, Libra is balance, and it's a cardinal sign, so you must take lead and master your mind. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy, or you're going to be completely locked down in your own mind. Those are the people who are not flexible and they don't change. They don't listen. You must balance your mind. Okay, Libra, balance. Then you're going to Scorpio. Now here, Scorpio is very sexual, very intense. Scorpio is the red dragon. We have to master this energy, because if we don't, we will die, because we squander the fluids of the brain, which is the what you call the sperm, or the sexual fluids for the woman. Okay, if we just squander that because we don't know how to have sex, then that's going to devitalize our bodies, and literally we can't think straight because these are brain fluids. So be very careful and know yourself. Scorpio energy. Do you have Scorpio in your chart? I do. Scorpio is my rising sign. I have Mars in Scorpio in the first house. I'm martial. I'm very sexual. I have a high sex drive, but I have learned to control it because I want to know myself. I came in this life to do this, guys. This is what I do. I learned this and I teach it because it helped me, and I want to help you. Understand this energy, please. Most people fall here. The fall, and this is the middle. Fixed emotions. Water, Scorpio, and it's fixed. Control this energy. Learn to control it. Know yourself. Then we go into Sagittarius. Now here at this point, this is the last quadrant. Each one of these being a square, you see? And this one down here. Now this one right here is the last quadrant that you see fire. After this, fire gives the vitality. After this, you're done. You see, so here you look back in your life at everything that you did, and you see the big picture, Sagittarius. Wisdom, okay? After that, hopefully you did everything you were supposed to do. You pay your karma, and then midnight comes. The Green Reaper comes. The Green Reaper is Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, okay? Now, here there's no fire, there's no vitality. This is death right here, okay? And even though Scorpio is death, this is transformational death, meaning the old you is dead and the new one is born again. Now, here, that's it. It is time to the physical earth body to leave. Not to leave, I'm sorry, the spirit will leave, but the physical body stays behind. Now, once that happens, you going into judgment, and your higher self, which is you, will have to face yourself and see that everything that you did, you see, was on point. If not, then you come back and you have to do it all over again. See what I mean? So here you died, and then if you messed up, Aquarius here is hope for humanity. It's the humanitarian sign, okay? And it's air. So here you will have access to come back again, okay? If you have to come back. If not, then you won't have to come back, and you will go to a higher realm. But if you do, you go through this process, and then Pisces is the doorway between the spiritual realm and the physical to start all over again. The Veshika Pisces. And I will show that in another video, okay? So I wanted to show you this, guys, so you can have a better understanding. Have an understanding of the signs. So you have all the signs in you. All of them are in you. Just because I'm a Gemini, for instance, doesn't mean that I'm just that. No. The sun was there, but I have my moon in Aquarius. I have my rising sign in Scorpio. I have Jupiter in Capricorn. I have etc., 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 etc. You got to see all the planetary positions. So you have all the energies in you. Each one of them control a part of your body. And so what the planets do is that they explain what's happening, or how it's happening, rather. So the signs are, the planets is what's happening. The signs is how it's happening through the elements and the energies. And then the houses is the area of your life. Learn how to read your chart. I can read it for you. Someone else can read it for you. But honestly, you are your best teacher. Okay? If you need help, if you really do need help, you can contact me. Okay? send me an email, send me a text, write to me a message. That's what I meant, on YouTube, and I'll get back to you and I'll do my best to help you out. But you must understand these things because nobody's going to save you. The savior is yourself. You are the one you've been waiting for all this time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Hit a like if you enjoyed this content in this video, and I'll see you very soon.
Get started.